Hello, future members. We're so happy to have you here today for the first day of Camp NaNoWriMo. Yay! So welcome, everyone. We have, as you guys know, we usually do our promo stream on the first Wednesday of the month. We're going to switch things up a little bit, which is going to be kind of awesome. But before I start rambling, I should introduce my co-hosts. We're going to try something new and exciting today, where I'm just going to introduce people before I start gabbing away.
You're just excited. You just get excited. That's what it is.
All right, fantastic. So we'll start with Carrow. Carrow, tell us who you are.
Hello, everyone. My name is Carrow Brown. I am an urban fantasy author. I have a channel here on YouTube where I talk about writing and all sorts of things that are related to that. I actually just popped a random video up this morning about a writing retreat announcement. You guys are welcome to go and check that out. During the sprint or after the sprint, whatever suits your fancy, I'm going to be working on my Camp Nano project, which is Sewer Magic, and I don't know what I'm writing in that today. I was literally trying to jot down the thoughts before I wrote it, but we'll see what happens. I may be a discovery writer today.
Sewer magic?
Yeah,
Sewer magic.
Awesome. Yeah. I've got a rat shaman that lives under the city, so I'm having a lot of fun with that.
I love that idea. That's really cool. Robert Jones is here. Story Detective, tell us what you're all about.
Well, my channel is The Story Detective. I analyze all things story-oriented, and I kind of put it under the microscope of a Sherlockian eye and dissect it. And I also do book and movie reviews, tech reviews, and collectibles once in a while. So I'm going to be working on, I have two things to work on for camp. I have a quarantine short story, and I have my novel to edit for my series. Today I'm going to be working on the short story. I figure fresh day, fresh project to start camp. That's where I'm at.
Awesome. That's fantastic. Hey, Michelle. Tell us who you are and what you're working on for Camp NaNoWriMo today.
Oh, man. Oh, I'm Michelle. My channel is writing workshops and publishing advice. And I learned what Camp NaNoWriMo was on this live stream last week. So I do not have anything specifically prepared for it. But I do have... I'm starting on the third book in a trilogy that I am ghostwriting for a client, and that we just finished revising book 2, so that is going to be my focus for this month.
Awesome. Nice. Very nice. Well, for the uninitiated, Robert, do you want to explain a little bit what Camp NaNoWriMo is?
Well, Camp NaNoWriMo is just like NaNoWriMo, except it's during the summer months. There's one in April, one in July. And instead of 50,000 words set, you can work on whatever you want. You can edit, you can plan, you can do anything from, your 50K words to a smaller amount, or I think you can even do minutes, right? So,
you can do minutes. Yeah.
I think the last did minutes and I still didn't do well.
I love that freedom to break. I mean, obviously, you can always kind of make your own rules within NaNoWriMo as well. But I love that Camp gives you a lot of different options, because some people just don't have the ability or the time to knock out 1,688 words a day in order to finish NaNoWriMo. And so to just make it about a specific project or something you want to accomplish, I think that's really fantastic. So let's say hello to some of our peeps today. Guess who is first? It's Debbie. We're so glad you made it today. Bonnie's here. Hello. You know what? I just realized I did not introduce myself. Hi. My channel. My name is Lisa Daly. My channel is Bestselling Author Writing Coach, and I talk about writing advice and publishing advice. And if you want to write a book you're super proud of and get it published, you might want to check it out. Thanks for being here today. Okay, back to the comments. All right, here we go. We also have Savvy with us today. And she, I think, is taking care of a dog emergency, or dog issue. Might just be a walk, not an emergency. But when she comes back, we'll put her up on the screen. So, hello, Bonnie. We're so glad you made it. Yay. All right. Joanne Ninja Hen is here. Yay. I'm so glad. I have not seen her in the comments yet, but I heard from CO Savvy today that she is going to be back. Yay. We're so excited.
Yeah.
Sid is here. Hello. We're so glad. All right. Carrow Brown is here. You're like 7th. I'm shocked. Carrow always likes to be first.
I had to make a video, yo.
Question, what are you working on for day 1 of Camp Nano? Let us know in the comments. We want to know. All right, here we go. Sid's working on short story collection for the 7 Deadly Sins. I love that idea. That's pretty cool. Carrow also likes that idea. All right, here we go. Debbie is outlining today. BC Brown is here. She's working on a paranormal mystery, A Sight Unknown. Ooh, that sounds interesting.
Nice.
All right. Bonnie is starting a new story, still editing the last project, keeping Nano writing goal easy and low pressure. Very, very nice. Nihilist Geek is here. Hello. We're so glad you made it today. Doll is here. Yay. All right, you guys. I'm getting lower down on the stream. Let us know what you're working on for Camp Nano today. All right. Sarah Keith is here. She says, hello. I'm doing some editing today. Been working on this scene for 3 days, and I want to get it done. Ooh. This is the place, baby. You're going to finish it today. All right, here we go. Sakatumi's here. Hey, we're so glad you made it. Oh my gosh, you have such a good crowd today. Happy Wednesday from Deep Ray. Very nice. Steven's here. Yay. All right, fantastic. Jamie Barfield's here. Happy July. Happy NaNoWriMo. All right. Sid says, Carol, I will get it done this year so I can hand it to you. Also saw your video, loved it, and gave it a nice like. That's right. Carol has a new video up today. We have a lot going on this week. We have like an exciting little show here today.
Yeah, I know if you saw me like last week, I had like this kind of haggard, distant look in my eyes, and it was because I was prepping for everything that was going on in July. So like, I know somebody comments like, are you okay? It's like, I'm fine. Everything's fine.
I'm not allowed to look up. I'm fine. All right, Kat is here. We're so glad you made it, Kat. Look at this. Shelby Writes is here. Savvy's back! Yay! We missed you. She says, hi, Daily Brown Savvy Schusterman Detective. We almost had to cancel the stream last week because we didn't have a nickname.
This is
so
true.
I'm very glad you're back.
I just realized something, and I, like, this just talks about how oblivious I am about certain things, but like Sio's like the only one that calls me Care Bear. Like whenever she talks to me, and I would, yeah, it took me like a moment because she sent me a message. I was like, wait, you're the only one.
So sweet. I love it. I love you. All right. Giorgio Sullivan's here. Hello. I love that avatar with the numbered lips. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right. Shannon's here. Hey, Shannon. We're so glad to see you today. All right. So D. Gray writing corrective actions and termination paperwork. Termination.
That's my husband, by the way.
Fired?
That's my husband. Yeah, he's firing someone.
You're a troublemaker, Mr. Brown. All right. Nihilist Geek is editing November's novel, Philia. All right. Stephen Whelan is working on The Sin of Gluttony, book 1 of my 7 daily, not daily sins. That would be me. That would be my book, 7 daily sins.
That would be great, though. That's a great idea. 7 daily sins, the sins that you commit within a day.
Right? I would have trouble narrowing it down to just 7, I think.
See how excited I got?
I know. Well, Carol, you love evil, so there's that.
It's true.
All right. BC Brown says, remember to get weird with Lisa's like button and show them some. Thank you. You're so sweet. Elizabeth Craig is here. She says hello. We're so glad you made it. All right. LOL says, I think we all have that look right now. Oop, she went away. Hold on. I think we all have that look right now because of the July prep work. Yes, I think that's true.
The cup is the size of my head, by the way.
I know. I'm so glad. I don't know why. I'm excited about July 1st. Yeah, yes, it is the size of her head. All right. So we have like some exciting stuff going on today. Robert's going to give us like a little teaser about the next word stock. So I'm super excited about that. Just a little, a baby teaser. Just a little one. Love word stock.
I don't know why you want the baby teaser. I just want all of it. Savvy's in the back.
It's not nice to tease babies. Robert.
That's Savvy, and Savvy's here.
Oh, yay! Savvy's here. Hey, Savvy.
Hello, how are you guys doing?
We're doing great. So we were just talking about our exciting plan for the day. As you guys know,
Awesome.
we usually do promo stream on the first Wednesday of the month, where we do all that platform building stuff that everybody hates to do, but we all have to do anyway. And this week we're doing a little Camp Nano first day kickoff / celebration. And we're doing a little promo stream for you because coming up at noon, noon Eastern time, we have a guest today. We have Jewel Allen, and you may know her because she wrote the wildly successful rapid release book. And I think she has like a couple more, like rapid release Regency and rapid release something else, which I will ask her about. I shouldn't be garbling this so much. But she is going to talk to us about the how, what, why, when, etc. of rapid releasing, which is a topic we talked a little bit about last week. And so you guys be thinking about questions that you want to ask, or you can go ahead and put them in the chat. Carrow does like a genius thing where she has everybody like do a certain...
Put like have the question have an A in front of it, so that way it's easier to find the answer. Because
yes.
I love you guys and I love your conversations, but trying to find what I need in the middle of that is really hard.
Challenging. So let's put an A, the letter A, and a colon. Just this kind, not the A. I'm sorry. I think I had like a sinus thing all like for the last couple of days, and I feel like I'm just the remnants of the medication are leaving my body, and it's Anyway, so put an A if you have a question that you want to ask of Jewel Allen as we talk to her in about an hour. So I'm super excited. I will be working on my Camp Nano project, the rom-com that I've been working on for a while. Because my Camp Nano goal is to get the first chapters into such a fabulous shape and finish my proposal that I can send it off to my agent, who has been wondering where it is. So that's what I will be doing for Camp Nano. That's my goal. And also after I manage that, I'm going to try to finish my Quarantined With story for our exciting anthology. So, all right. Before we go, Robert, do you want to give us the baby teaser before we go to our writing sprint warm-up?
It's going to be a larger subject this time, possibly a little more thought has to go behind it, and we're all doing it.
Well, there you go. We're all doing it, and more thought has to go into it. It's big, right? It's big and exciting.
It is a big and exciting subject, and I think it's going to be a very educational subject to come at from all the different angles, because every word stock I learn from different people, different things, the way they come at it from so many different angles. So I think the larger the subject, and the things that are complex for writers in general, I think is a good thing to put out there. So I decided to step it up a little bit and see where we go this time around.
Always stepping it up, Robert. All right, I'm excited. I think this is, I'm always excited, but I'm super excited. When is your video coming out that tells us about all of the fantastic details? When will that be happening?
Probably around middle of the month, because word stock is going to be a little bit later this month. Usually it's the middle of the month, but with camp and everything going on, I decided to wait until like the third Saturday instead of the second Saturday of the month. So I will probably put the video up on the second Saturday that gives all the specifics, but I think it'll be something worth waiting for.
And that's what we call suspense, people.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Also a word stock topic. If you missed those videos, go and check them out. All right, here we go. We are going to do our 5-minute writing sprint. Oops, we have a couple new people coming in. Laurel's here. Yay. We're glad you made it. We're glad you made it. All right, here we go. And Eva's here. We're so glad you're here today. All right, everybody. We are going to get started with our 5-minute sprint. All right. I almost accidentally shared the rug that I want to buy for my patio. So, all right, here we go. We're going to start the timer in 3, 2, 1. All right. Nice job, everybody. Good work. All right. Are we all warmed up? Is everybody like feeling it? I'm excited. All right. So I want to know, I normally don't do Camp Nano. Like I've been sort of back and forth, and I was kind of on the fence this year, but then you guys got me all excited about it again. And I thought it's good to have a really solid goal. It's always good to have solid goals, but it's especially good to have solid goals for July, because that's the month we're in. Okay, Savvy, we did not talk to you about this. What are you working on for Camp Nano?
So 2 things for Camp Nano. I was originally going to do a novel for Camp Nano, but I'm just not able to do that with the time constraints right now. So 2 things I'm going to be working on. One is finishing up the art for Forever Home Friends Book 5. I have just recently made the release date later for it. It was too soon with like how long things are taking to ship and everything with the virus and all that. So anyway, I'm going to be announcing the new release date soon, but my goal is to finish the art for the book by the end of July. And also I have my business book, #Savvy Business Owner, that is going to be coming out in September. So I've just organized a street team for that. So my other goal for July is getting all the promotion ready for that, and then also doing the cover design, the formatting, and my edits. So on this stream, I'm also going to be doing final revisions and edits to that manuscript as well.
Awesome. Well, you were going to have a really busy July.
Yep.
All right, guys. Let's take some comments. Let us know how you did. Let's see. Here we go. The dawdling writer says, can someone please tell my brain to focus because it's not listening to me? Need a little caffeine. That's right. That's right. Here, hold on. Carol gets to be the yes.
I love that.
This episode of Lisa Daily is brought to you by coffee.
I've got the NaNoWriMo mug here, so that's kind of perfect for the Camp Nano.
Right, here's Michelle sharing hers. There we go. Yes, it's good. Savvy, let's see it.
Yes, NaNoWriMo mug.
There you go. What are you drinking today, Robert?
Yeah, where's the French onion mug?
Yeah, nice. All right, that's good. I just have water today. I'm lame. I need some caffeine, but not yet. All right, here we go. So, yes, Story Detective says, CO Savvy, I was in the process of getting some Wordstock merch going, but held off with everything going on planet Earth. But yes, I should get that.
I want Wordstock merch.
Yeah, definitely. We all want Wordstock merch.
Yeah.
We all want it. CO Savvy says, the dawdling writer, I would, but dawdling means to waste time or be slow, so good luck with that. All right, you guys. BC Brown got 57 words in the 5-minute sprint. That's great. Sid is pumped. I'm super excited about that. Bonnie Phillips got 105. Nice work. You guys are off to an awesome start. Steven, 54 words. Woohoo. Doll is back. She had internet problems. Hi, guys. We're very good. If you want to keep the live stream going, after we're done today, DAL CECIL RUNO starts at 2 p.m. Eastern time. That's an hour after mine ends. Just enough time for you to go get lunch and come back and write. All right, here we go. I know it's I didn't have to ask Doll that this time, because when I was pulling up the timer, I saw she had it like already queued up, so it's nice. Eva got Word opened. Yes, nice work, nice work. Sarah posted on Insta, pulled up my manuscript to find my place in the scene. That's what the 5-minute sprint is for, right? We're just getting everything ready. We're going to be all ready to kill it when we have the 20. All right. All right, I chose, Dawdling Writer says, I chose my channel name appropriately for my normal brain habits. You be you, baby. All right, what does the cup say, Carrow Brown? Hold on.
It says this, oh, she can't see it. It says this coffee is making me awesome. That's what it says.
I feel like you'd be awesome even without the coffee. I think maybe it makes you more awesome. Definitely more awake though, right?
I think it makes me less crabby. Morning Carrow without coffee is not a good thing.
I told you guys about my Coke addiction, not Coke the drug, but Coca-Cola.
probably don't want to say your Coke edition.
I always have to,
Thank you. Thank you for the clarification, Lisa.
I always have to be clear on that because there's something magical about the sugar and the bubbles and the caffeine all together in a magical writing elixir. But if you drink 87 Cokes a day, you will die of a heart attack or, you know, all sorts of other problems. So I don't do that. And then when I had like my debit card was stolen, and so I used that as an opportunity to not have any. I didn't grocery shop for a week after that happened, and we were kind of out of everything. But I'm just like, I'm just going to make it work and get myself off of the Coke, and it worked. Now I'm drinking green tea.
I can't drink it because when I was in England, like American Coca-Cola and British Coca-Cola taste very different.
They do.
And when I came to America, it was pretty much like drinking American Coca-Cola is like drinking like British tea and then going to Georgia and somebody giving you a thing of sweet tea because it hit me so hard in the face. I had to put it down. I was like, I need some water. I got to dilute this. Like, oh my God.
You know, I actually love the Mexican Coke because it has it has the sugar. It's slightly less carbonated, and that is my favorite. But I will tell you, I will take any of it in a pinch because that's who I am. I'm
always gonna have Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper's what gets me going.
Oh yeah, that's my go-to if I can't get a Coke. Like if I'm in a restaurant, I'm dying for a Coke, and they only have Pepsi products, I go with Dr. Pepper. Okay, here we go. We already got that one. Okay, Shannon opened my document, refilled the coffee cup, posted on Instagram. Sid got my DDT. All right, I don't know what that is. What's DD? Anybody know? Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh.
Maybe? Tell me if I'm right. That was my first guess.
I don't go outside. I don't know these things.
I know. Nihilist Geek edited 265 words. Nice work. Joanne Ninja Head forgot to stop. I was so immersed. I love that. We're going to go back to sprinting in just a second. I want you to keep going. Coffee list Carrow, bad. Taco list Carrow, we should skip town.
You're
True.
okay. I got my tacos last night.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Eva. Oh, I'm very sorry. I'm glad you're here today because I think it helps to be with other people.
Yeah.
And you know how much we love dogs here, so I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry. That's horrible.
It is. It's heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. Oh my gosh. Yes. Okay. So, I'm so sorry. That's just the roughest thing. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and start on our 20-minute sprint. Well, now we have, wait, hold on. I just got a ton of comments that just came in.
Before you do that,
yes.
How did everybody on the screen do? Sorry.
That's a good idea. Maybe I should.
I got you.
Oh God, I have you to keep. Oh, I literally just made that go up with my. Never mind. All right, Carrow, how'd you do?
I got 303 words written.
Fantastic. Detective, how did you do?
I set up a document, typed a title, and about 3 to 5 words.
Nice work. Savvy, how about you?
So I went and made.
What timing?
Oh, no, Savvy. Okay, there you go. You're back.
Okay, sorry. I have a new camera set up, and it uses like my good camera, and my good camera will like only run for like 20 minutes at a time for some reason. I don't know what's up with that. But anyway, so if it randomly shuts off, I will be back within 2 seconds. Don't worry.
Good.
But anyway, I made some coffee for myself, and then I have an interview for an article I'm doing this afternoon. So I wrote out the questions for the interview. So like 70 words-ish of interview question material for notes for the interview. I had to get that done so that then I could spend the rest of our sprints working on my art and my book revisions.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Speaking of questions, you guys, make sure that you get your questions in for our guest today, who is Jewel Allen, who wrote the Rapid Release books, and they're like crazy popular. She has like 100 4.5-star reviews. Well, that's not true. She has 100 reviews averaging 4.5 stars on Amazon, which I think is like phenomenal. She should tell us how to do that, because that's pretty phenomenal. Right?
I saw one of Eva's comments about Eva taking her dog to the vet. Her dog was 12.
Yeah.
Real quick, Eva, if you want, you can email me a photo of her. I'm including other, like, a variety of senior age dogs, even like in memory of, in the acknowledgments of my new dog book. So if you want, I would be glad to give her an acknowledgement. So go ahead and email me a photo of her if you want. I'm so sorry that happened. Older dogs are the sweetest.
I know.
They are.
I had to say goodbye to 2 last year.
You what?
I had to say goodbye to 2 last year. My lab of 15 years. I had her since graduating college. And then over the summer, I fostered a senior dog. And partially it was like to help me heal. And then he ended up having a terminal, like a tumor. And so we became hospice fosters, and we had to say goodbye to him too. And it was like,
Oh, that's so hard.
That's so hard. We lost our dog Zeus about 2 years ago, and we got Odin, who is our dog now, I guess just a little over a year ago, year and a half now. And I still miss him. It doesn't like make me cry every time I think about him, but they're always there. The thing that's so great about dogs is that they just open your heart up, and they just stay there even after they're not with you anymore. So
I literally have 2 dogs with those names in the book, Lisa. There's still 2 dogs with those names in there.
Really?
Get out of my head, Lisa.
That's cool. So Zeus and I always thought it was funny that Odin was Mike's idea, and I sort of love it because it really does fit his personality. He's very demanding. So yeah, that's kind of awesome. Actually, Zeus fit his personality too. So anyway, Georgie says, "So sorry, Eva." Dahl says, "So sorry." Eva said we rushed her to the vet, but she passed in the car in the parking lot. Oh,
worst.
Baby, we're sorry. I'm so sorry. Sarah says, "So sorry for your loss, Eva." Oh my gosh. All right, you guys. I know how. I mean, I really know how that feels, and I'm just so sorry that happened to you. So I'm glad you're here with us today. I'm really glad. All right, you guys. On that note, take all that emotion that you are feeling right now and put it on the page, because we are going to do a 20-minute sprint. All right, hold on. Here we go. All right. Let's get rolling. 3, 2, 1, sprint. All right, everybody, here we go. Let's get rid of the screen share. All right, yay. Let me make sure I turned everybody's mic back on. That's except Carol, she did it. Okay, so, because it's just like me to go blah, blah, blah with no sound. Anyway, yay. So how did everybody do on the writing sprint?
I got 864 words.
Awesome. Fantastic. Robert, how'd you do? It's hard to, we should make Carol go last. It's always hard to follow that act.
I got 158 words.
Yay, Robert.
158 words. Amazing.
158 is awesome. Savvy, how'd you do?
I'm working on a piece of art right now, so I've been getting a lot of the fur detailing on this picture of this dog done.
Awesome. Oh, Michelle, hold on. Wait. Okay, there. Sorry.
Oh, no
I
worries.
did you, but I didn't. Okay, go.
Actually, I looked over at my email and I got a round of copy edits for a novel. So I was looking through those, and the editor actually found a doctor who specializes in childhood anxiety to give me notes on the main character who's dealing with an anxiety disorder. So I was reading through that and kind of taking some notes. Very helpful.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I know. Is that not, like, for me, that's one of my favorite parts of writing a novel, is to find experts who are, who are relevant to your characters, to sort of, flesh them out and make sure the language is right. And I have met some really interesting people over the years.
Yeah.
Just by doing that, and made some good friends along the way. So that is super cool. I'm so glad. All right, here we go. Let me go back and we're going to get to some comments. All right, so Eva says, hug your doggos, we don't deserve them, and then get back to the words. Good advice. Chloe says, hey, y'all. Oh, I love the pineapple, Chloe. That is so me. Oh, my gosh. I love it, love it, love it. Eva asked, did the peanut galleries say what they're doing for Nano? Yes, they did. It's higher in the comments. I'm working on a new genre for me, romance. Yes. Woo. All right. I love romance. That's my genre. Romance has a lot of dedicated, awesome readers. And romance is part of most of our lives. So awesome. That's good. It's hard sometimes, I think, when you write romance, because let's face it, people do look down on romance writers. But you know what?
It's dumb. It's $1 million industry. If you took romance out of the publishing industry, it would go bankrupt. Okay. And it's just because it has to do with feelings and relationships that people think that it's not a genre that you can take seriously. But I see you all, and I know that you read that stuff before you go to bed. You ain't fooling me.
I hope so.
I have strong thoughts, obviously.
Yeah, I do too. And the funny thing is, I actually struggled for years with calling myself a romance writer because of that sort of stigma. And I remember reading Stephen King's book on writing, and he talked about having the same feelings about horror. Like, he should be writing a more serious genre. And then I've talked to YA writers who feel the same way, like, oh, well, it's right for kids, so that's not. Like, all of us have something to say, and all those genres are important because they connect with readers.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
So don't feel bad about what you write.
I'm asking you.
Yeah. Don't feel bad about what you write. Write what you love, and somebody will connect with it. Far more so than if you're trying to write in a different genre than what you love. Because I have read authors, talented authors, who try to write thrillers for the money, and there's always a feeling of falseness about it. If they don't love it, the reader can feel that. So you know what? I'm a romance writer, and I'm proud. All right.
They're changing. Comic books used to be the bottom end of the entire entertainment industry, probably not more than a decade ago, and now with all the movies, they're looking more serious to people. I think all genre fiction has that stigma attached because literary fiction was the gods at one time, and everything beneath it was just beneath it by degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, you guys. So speaking of writing, we have our new guest today. Hello, Ellen. We're so glad you can be here today. So we talked about this a little bit earlier. Welcome to our stream today. Happy Camp NaNoWriMo. You're welcome. Are you going to participate in Camp NaNoWriMo, or you're just on your regular crazy schedule?
Yeah, so I was going to say every month is Nano for me, so and probably more, but no, it's great. I'm cheering you all on. It's awesome.
Awesome. So you guys, as you know, we normally do promo stream the first Wednesday of a month where we talk about platform building and the business of writing. And we invited Jewel on today because she is the author of the wildly, wildly successful book, Rapid Release. And there are others as well, right? There is Rapid Release, and then you have what? Rapid Regency. What's the third one?
Nonfiction, Rapid Nonfiction.
Okay, fantastic. So this is a book. So here's what we want to talk to you about. 110 ratings. Holy crap. That's awesome. That is super awesome. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. So because a lot of people are in our chat are starting out their careers and they're sort of looking at strategies to succeed, you have done really, really well with Rapid Release. And I know it's something that a lot of people don't understand. We're going to take some questions from the audience, but can you just start off by explaining what it is and why is it important to do that?
So Rapid Release is just that. It's pretty fast and it's really personal. I mean, to some people, you know, every month is really, really fast, or 2 weeks, or every 3 months. So you just have to decide for yourself with what's going on in your life, what rapid means. But it's basically making it to where your product, which is your book, which are your books, is available to your readership in a fast pace. If you're like me as a reader, you find an author that you really like, and then what do? You go on to see what other books they've written, right?
Right.
Or you want to go on to the next book in the series. You want to know more about them. And we tend to binge read. We consume a lot of things as a reading public, or even watching public, just wanting the next thing right away. And so this way you can give your public, your readership, what they want, and you know, take advantage of their enthusiasm while the iron is hot. So that's what it is basically in a nutshell.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So we have some of our regulars are saying, welcome. CO Savvy says, hi, Jewel. Welcome to the part of the internet streets where everybody knows your name. Eva says, welcome, cool. Jewel. DAL CECIL RUNO says, hi, Jewel. All right, you guys. So we have some questions. So what are the most books you've ever released in succession in a series?
I would say my first series that I rapid released, which was in August, starting in August of 2018, was my Clean Billionaire Romance series. So that ended up having 9 books total.
Wow.
And I did it every month. And then 1 month during that period, I released another series. I started another series. So right now I kind of leapfrog between a couple of series, and then I'll insert a nonfiction book there once in a while, because my background is journalism. And so that's kind of my first love. I like to write about what's, you know, like real things and my experiences. And so I feel kind of like it's been an experiment like rapid releasing these books and learning from them and sharing them with other authors that want to break out of that mindset, you know, that maybe they can't do it, or it's something that has to, I guess, like ruin your life if you're publishing that fast, because it really, you can find some balance. That's what I've learned.
So when you rapid release, are you actually writing a book a month, or are you sort of writing a number of them all together and then releasing while you're, so say if you're 9, you write the first 4 and then start releasing and then do one a month after that as you are sort of catching up? What's your strategy for that?
So early on, it was basically, I would put I wrote the first book, and then once I got that done, I put the other one on pre-order, which is nice because once you put out a book, you know, like at the end of your book, you can link to the next book. And so it was helpful that way. Yeah. I really just had a pre-order up every single time, and it gave me a deadline because I kind of work that way. Otherwise, I just dawdle forever. And so it gave me motivation to get to the next book. And I just wrote it. I learned a lot during that process of drafting fast and then revising a little bit slower, but you got to be fast too, you know, because you got your deadline.
Right.
I know there's some authors that do stockpile their manuscripts. I think it's a great idea if you could do it that way, because it gives you some breathing room. For instance, I am working on a series right now, and I finished a book, and I don't have it on pre-order for a couple months. I mean, to me, that's like a luxury, you know. So right. It is nice. It gives you a little bit of breathing room, especially if you have real life, you got a family or travel or whatever it might be. It's really nice, but sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. You just have to go with the flow. And I'll be honest, I like that challenge. I consider it a personal challenge to see if I could meet my deadline and be able to produce books that I just love to put out right away, so I don't have a lot of waiting.
So do you find that so I think the idea of putting up a pre-order with a date is a great idea, because that holds you really accountable. You now have a date in public when this next book is going to be released. And also, I think the idea of doing the back matter where you link to the next book in the series is fantastic. We actually were just talking about back matter last week and how it can really benefit indie authors. So does anybody else? I'm going to just gab all day. So you guys have questions before I go to to our audience questions?
I know a lot of the people that usually come to Lisa's stream, they're always looking for a work-life balance. So if you're doing the rapid drafting and the rapid release, when do you find the time to kind of refill your well in that sense?
Great question.
Yeah, that is a great question. I tend to write in blocks of time. So I'm pretty intense for a whole week, and my house basically goes to pot. My husband and kids know that, it's just crazy. But I don't know. I try to keep track of my time and to see how long things really take. And so I would write down on my schedule, like, for instance, okay, like, how long does it really take me to clean a bathroom? And so I would like write it down, and then I'd realize, you know what, something that I've been kind of putting off or whatever is really just like 15 minutes. And so I just kind of jump into these little tasks between my sprints. Mm-hmm. And I don't mean that, clean the bathroom is necessarily life balance, but, sometimes you're just going to have to do something,
right,
and they just can't wait. And so, just keeping track of things. I also realized that there's a lot of stressors. Like if I try to keep up too much on, say, social media or involvement in certain projects, like it just takes away from time that I could be spending with my family.
Mm-hmm.
I give myself permission to take breaks between, say a draft and a revision. So like yesterday, I got my edits back for this book from my editor, and I work on something else. And so, it's just really important because, and one more thing too, because rapid releasing sometimes involves long periods of time at the laptop or the keyboard. I've set up a treadmill desk.
Oh,
and
smart.
so it's just like this really El Cheapo treadmill that I found somebody wanted to get rid of, and I set it on low, and I walk on it while I type or draft or whatever, just like a couple of hours at a time or an hour at a time. But that just gets me moving, and I really think that's, it just really helps if you're healthy and you've got that movement going in your body, because otherwise, I don't know about you, but I feel kind of sick sometimes just like sitting for hours and I'm not moving my body. So that's really helped a lot.
I'm totally on board with that. I have a little under the desk pedaler where I'm literally like, when I'm at my desk, I'm typing and pedaling at the same time. And the funny thing is, after a while, you don't even really notice it, or it's almost like your brain is pedal powered. And then when we're not in a pandemic, I usually write at the beach, and I like to go swim in between. I'll write a bunch, and then I'll start to get warm, and I'll go out and swim out to the sandbar and back, and then come back and write. And I think there's something really great about the idea of incorporating some movement into your exercise. And walking has been shown to enhance creativity. So the fact that you are walking and writing at the same time is awesome. So Eva says, hold on, she had a better, wait. Hold on. I can't manage the comments today. Okay, so Eva says, I'm going to go for stockpile right before release, but I'm inexperienced with the publishing portion, so I think that's the wise move. I think you're right. She did say before that, this is the comment I was trying to track down. She said, I just named a character Jewel after my grandmother during an outline for a series I have hopes of rapid release for. Guess it's a sign. Gotta have to buy this book.
That's awesome.
I love when that happens. All right, so Joanne Ninja Hen says, do you have one editor or multiple editors?
I do have multiple editors. So I have a series. So I write contemporary romance, and among other things. And for a firefighter romance, I have a firefighter romance author editor that is really quick. The turnaround is, he gives me like 72 hours.
Wow.
So it's great, really thorough. And, I always eat chocolate after his editing, but then I get to work and it's fine. And then I have another editor who works on my Royal Billionaire series. And so it's kind of nice because they know what's going on with the characters and the storyline and the series. And so they can focus on that. And I don't feel bad, like after I finish a manuscript, I give them something like right away.
Yeah.
I've also worked before with like paid beta readers when I'm in a crunch. I did that with one cowboy romance, and that worked out really well. There's some projects that I feel more confident over, that a paid beta reader just gives me really like a good grasp of what I need to work on. And then some where just the editor has to give me some content editing that just really guides me through the process, and multiple revisions, that kind of thing.
Awesome. CO Savvy says Jewel is aptly named, spilling all these. Yes. All right. So L.R. Rutherford. L.R. Rutherford had said earlier that that rapid release can be a double-edged sword, and I'd asked her to expand. She said, I say it's a double-edged sword because sometimes it's a matter of quantity versus quality, which is, I think, something that a lot of people worry about. I've noticed a lot of rapid release authors are formulaic in their writing and lose readership. Well, I think judging from your gazillion Amazon reviews, that probably you're okay. But she says, that being said, I know some authors are great at it, and I cannot speak for Jewel because I've never read her stuff, but I'm sure I'll be reading her stuff soon. It's awesome to have her perspective. So I'm sure you've seen that because you are sort of, you're kind of the queen of the rapid release with your books. So what do you, I'm sure you see that happening. What do you say to, what would you say to writers if they ask your opinion, what they should do about choosing quantity over quality, or the other?
I've written books over months before. I've written books in 5 days. And one thing that I realized is that the creative process, I think, actually really benefits from just going super fast, because for one thing, I have a really hard time keeping track of a storyline if I spread it out over a long period of time, because then I have to reread every time and refresh my memory. But when I write for consecutive days, it really helps just like immerse yourself in the story. So that's a plus to doing it fast. I think every time that you write a book, every time you write a story, you learn something with each book. And I really think, I mean, at least for me personally, I've learned so much through the process of storytelling, and because of my editor's feedback, I can apply that to the next book.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't say, I know there's going to be some quality issues just because you're pressed against time, right? I mean, anything that you're having to scramble and do fast, sometimes there's some imperfections, but that's a nice thing, so you can go back and correct stuff in your book. Mm-hmm. But, the glaring things, I really rely a lot on my editors to help me with that. And I think they recognize I want to put out a good quality product. And so even though we have a time crunch, they really challenge me. And I just have to learn. What I've learned is revising is key. Revising in a smart way, so that once you got this draft that you put out real fast and it's going to be imperfect, you can make that into something even better. As far as the formula goes, I don't know that I've ever figured it out, but I know that what my readers do like. And I think I'm kind of starting to take notes in my mind of what they like. So I'll put in this scene or this kind of scene. So I suppose in a way it's formulaic, but at the same time, that's the kind of stuff that they just love. And because you're working with different characters, I really think that you can still be creative and be unique with each storyline and avoid being repetitive.
Right.
So.
Right. There are a million kinds of stories with kissing. And so you can include the kissing and also have, different storylines. I also write romance, so I feel you. So L.R. Rutherford says, I love a good firefighter romance. Heart.
Me too.
Okay. Laurel says, I want to hear more about this treadmill desk. Do you have a standing desk in front of the treadmill, iPad balance on the treadmill? I'm definitely overthinking this now.
So it's a treadmill desk, and I wish I had a photo real handy, but it has a handle kind of curved in the front. And I got something from Amazon. I want to say it was like $80 or something, and you strap it with Velcro. It's just like the size of maybe like a little bit bigger than your laptop, and you strap it on and you put your laptop on and you hope that there's like rubber feet on your laptop so that it won't slide down. And that's basically the desk that I use.
That's awesome.
And then sometimes I stand at my desk, or the kitchen bar, and that's enough to give me some movement too.
That's great. All right. So Eva says you've done many drafts. What's the biggest change from when you began to now? Is it quicker, simpler? What's the best takeaway we can use?
That's like 5 questions.
I think for me, the biggest thing that's really helped me in this process, so that when I get a story out, it's closer to what I want, is being able to plan my characters ahead. A few weeks ago, I had this epiphany. I don't know why it took me this long after a couple years, but you know how like you understand your characters better if you know where they come from?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times I will think about their families, like, you know, who are their siblings, what's their parents like, what's their house like, that kind of thing. And I start creating a world even before I start drafting a story. The same with a series. I plan out a series, not like in a controlling way, you know, like, but just I want to know kind of who's going to be the main characters, what they're like, and their quirks and that kind of thing. And I just write like little, you know, little things here and there, because I find like I've seen those questionnaires for characters and I just can never get through them. Like it just
They're
feels
so expensive too. They want like your favorite color, like where you played as a kid. And I'm like, that's just too much. Yeah.
Right. And sometimes you guys have to discover that, right? But if ultimately you know kind of what your character is and their essence,
Mm-hmm.
and I also try to find their photos. Like I just look on like stock models and just see how they look like, so I can remember how to describe them and stuff. That really helps. So planning ahead helps, but I don't like stress about it. You know, just a little bit at a time.
That's awesome. I do the same thing. I always cast all my books, although I do not use stock models. I use movie stars, just so you know. All right. Does anybody have fellow panelists? Do you guys have any questions?
I have a couple. One was just answered, but do you see through the rapid release process that craft is improving on the fly as you go along? And secondly, how do you see this as far as longevity and keeping up with that kind of process?
Yeah, I definitely think that as far as, you know, since I'm a romance writer, I'm learning more about that genre of what people's reader expectations are. And so I write to them. I definitely think that lifts the craft part. And as far as longevity and sustainability, like I said, I think the first year I just kind of did it because I had my pre-orders and I was not thinking through the process too much. And then about the following March, like 8 months into the process, I did have to do some soul searching, like, you know, how do I do this while still having life balance?
Right.
And being more active and just being more deliberate about the projects that I take on, I think has really helped, so that there's a perspective there. It's not just like pumping out books or something.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, I think it's doable, you know, it's sustainable as far as being able to keep producing fast. I don't know that I could do it any other way because it's kind of addictive. That is a challenge that way, you know. It's like it's hard during the process, but once you finish that manuscript, you're like, oh my gosh, I want to get going in the next one. Oh, and here's another plus too. You could take a little break if you wanted to, because you've got a backlist of books that you can then market, you can advertise, you know, that kind of thing. That's an area I want to master next, is being able to take advantage of all these books that I've got and be able to be smarter about the marketing. But until you can kind of stockpile those books, it's really hard, I think, to have the momentum of marketing them. So yeah, once you've got people hooked on your books, then they go through your series. You could just tell, like when you're looking at your you know, whatever, like your book app or something, and you can see that people are starting to go through series by series. So that's the plus there. But and so you can, you know, you don't have to do it every month. You can do it every 2 months, as long as there's a regularity that your readers can count on.
That's great. That's great. Michelle, any questions or Savvy before we go, Michelle?
Michelle's muted.
Oh, Michelle, you're muted. Hold on. Was it me?
Sorry, I got it. No, it was me.
Okay.
I was worried about my dog, so I muted while she was talking. My question was actually about the editors and how you, but you already really talked about that a lot, like how you keep on such a fast schedule and your editors rely on you, or you can rely on these editors. It's awesome that you said one turns it around for you in 72 hours. Can he get a job in traditional publishing? Because I have waited 9 months for edit letters.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
God.
I don't know. So I also edited midway through this process, and I actually could also edit about 72 hours. I mean, it takes like just sitting through there and just focusing on that, and then putting out an analysis for your client. So I know it can be done. I don't know. I think some editors are just really fast that way. And I'm not saying that the editors that take their time necessarily are, you know, I mean, not doing as good of a job. I'm sure that's a great job. And I wish we had that luxury, but there are some people that could, I guess, just really speed read and get to the heart of the matter and get it out.
Yeah, totally. I don't think it takes these editors literally 9 months to write the edit. I think they sit on it for 8 months.
Yeah, no, my editor decided to take a vacation and not tell me, and so yeah, that was my first editor was horrible.
I think too, there's something about, so I don't know if any of you have read or heard of Tim Ferriss, who wrote The 4-Hour Workweek, which is wildly popular. One of his sort of the premise for his whole theory and his whole book is basically that things take as long as the deadline allows. That if you have a weekend to put together a presentation, then it takes 3 days. If you have 5 months, it takes 5 months.
Yes.
And so Jules just like, I have a month, and you have 3 days, and that is it. So I do have a question about how long your books are. Are they your typical romance that you put out? How long of a book are you putting out?
So when I first started rapid releasing, I was aiming for 50,000 words.
Okay.
You know, it seems like an industry standard that's considered a novel or whatever. And so there are some books that it's shorter, maybe 40K, and some that are 30K. But for the most part, I aim for, so when I first draft something, I aim for 40, and then I eventually, with all my revisions, I get it up to 50 sometimes. Okay. So once I can get past the 30, it feels like a viable product. And so I'm like, whoo, you know, like that bullet. But, and then like by that point, I feel more comfortable in my characters that can usually up the word count.
All right. That's good. Okay. So CO Savvy says, when I hear rapid release, I think of romance, mystery, or crime. Could other genres do rapid release, like fantasy perhaps, or should it be based on demand?
I know Chris Fox rapid releases sci-fi.
Yeah, so. That's right. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I bet that you could with really any genre as long as you know what you're doing. I mean, you know, if that's the thing, if you're breaking into a new genre, and say for me to break into fantasy right now, it takes some learning curve and slow me down at first. But once you get into a rhythm of understanding what the genre expectations are, I think you could do well.
Yeah. This is like, I'm just wondering this isn't anything I'm basing on fact, but I know fantasy and sci-fi novels in general tend to have a bigger word count. Right. But if you wanted to be a rapid release fantasy author and you have a fantasy series, could you not just break your book up into novellas? You know, maybe that would be one way to.
Yeah.
Or stockpile, probably. Or either one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I know some people, like an author friend who does dragon, you know, books. and I guess that would be considered fantasy, right? Like kind of
Right.
high fantasy, that she did do that, but she did basically just write her books real fast, stockpile them, and then produce them that
And
way.
then release. So Doll has a romance question. She says, can you be a romance writer and subvert expectations? I feel this is a bad idea. So
I would need to have that defined a little bit better.
Yeah.
When you say
You mean like,
expectations, do you mean like not having a happy ever after? Because that's
how
not
I read it. Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, like
so
the characters don't end up together or they both die or something.
that's
Yeah.
Chinese romance.
that's the very definition of romance. So
Yep.
romance has two things. One, the relationship is the primary goal of the book, and second, it has a happily ever after, some satisfying ending for the readers where the characters end up together.
Mhm.
The readers
So
would probably get mad at you if you subverted, yeah.
Yeah.
right.
If you don't have those people get together at the end of the book, I hope you like 1-star ratings because that's what you're gonna get.
You are going to get that. But as far as subverting other expectations, on trying to kind of, expand the idea of the genre, I think there is plenty of room to go around with that. What do you think about that, Jewel?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's the fun thing about rapid releasing, is just being able to experiment with different things and see how people react. And sometimes like they'll say, don't change point of view in the middle of a series. Like if I started out third person point of view, like don't go into first. I've done that. I mean, and I think there's certain things that you could try, and if your readers really hate it or something, then you'll know for the next book. But sometimes the story calls for something, but you're right though, as far as romance, happily ever after, I think it's one that I wouldn't mess with.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so Eve Daniels says, I did rapid release for some of my kids' books, not intentional, just needed to get them done.
I do the same thing with kids' books. I release, not right now, but I've done rapid release for kids' books too. It's rough.
Well, and some of the writers that we really consider to be, kings or queens of their genre wrote a ton of books. If you look at like Isaac Asimov or Nora Roberts, a lot of these authors are just extraordinarily prolific. And so, can you do it in this amount of time? Yes. And if you're talking about putting out books that are 30, 40, 50,000 words, it feels at least a lot more realistic. Nihilist Geek says Michael Moorcock was rapid releasing fantasy books in the 60s, and some are classics. All right, Lindsay Baroker is a fast writer, and she's mainly fantasy. So yeah.
Did you talk about cover design and formatting and all of that already, or?
We didn't talk about that.
Okay, because that was my question. I wasn't sure if I just missed it because I'm so absent-minded half the time.
No.
But that was kind of my question, was about like, do you hire out cover designers? Do you hire out formatters? Do you do any of it yourself? How do you budget for that? How do you, like, especially because, like, for me, I'm a person who, like, I never like to invest too much in upfront costs because I, look at it, as I'm sure you do, with a very, like, profit versus cost business type mindset. But I guess, how do you find formatters or cover designers? Do you do any of it yourself? How do you budget for that? That was like 20 questions, but that's my question, is like all 50 of those.
So for the most part, I hire out my covers. What I usually do, if I'm starting a series, is I go ahead and get a series of covers done. So I usually peg about 6 books, 3 to 6 books. So when I did the first series that I rapid released, I had started with 6 books, and then I thought, oh, I need 3 more, and I did that later. But I don't know. I mean, I think there are some cover artists out there who are fairly reasonable for this kind of, where you're trying to do so many at a time, and it does take a little bit of investment at the front end. But I mean, under $100, I found somebody that could do it for each book, including paperback. And then so with each series, because I'd like to be able to put the next book in the back matter, right, and the cover. And so that's the advantage of it, is I just keep going on that pace. I have designed some covers myself. Not the romance so much, maybe nonfiction, some cozy mysteries, that kind of thing, just playing around with it. And I feel like, okay, it's great, it's good as is. But I do format my own books. That's something that I felt it's so important, because I change a lot of stuff in them after I publish. Like I add things, or I'll update the back matter. So I just didn't want to have to wait on somebody to get me the edits, even though now I think it's more reasonable, but it certainly saves money to be able to format your own books. And Vellum has been a good investment for me.
When you find cover designers that are like $100 or less, where do you go to Fiverr, or do you try to make connections with art? Like, where do you find reasonably priced but quality work with a connection? I ask because I've designed all of my own covers for all 7 of my books so far. So if I do want to work with cover designers in the future, though, and I'd love to kind of learn more about that.
So I found them a few ways. I found a pre-made cover just by searching online. And I found, I think, my cowboy series that way. So that's great because it saves you money too, right? It's like about slashes it in half the cost. And then I find a lot of them on Facebook. You know how like they'll do a Facebook group and they'll put all their pre-mades or whatever. And so if I start working with a cover designer and I find I like their style, then I tend to go with them. And that's where I found most of them. I did have an experience once with a Fiverr artist, and I probably should just chalk it up to maybe an exception to the rule, but I felt like I got my money's worth, it wasn't a good cover. And so I stayed away from Fiverr since. But I know some people that, have a good experience with Fiverr, and I know that that's a good, inexpensive option.
Can I also just plug Reedsy? I don't know if you guys have heard of that. REEDSY. That's where I'm on there as a ghostwriter, and that's where I get like probably 80% of my ghostwriting.
Oh, really? Okay, I need to sign up for Reedsy. That sounds like a fabulous resource.
Reedsy is great if you want work. Like they have editors, ghostwriters, but then all of the like marketing, publicity, illustration, design. But it's also if you're looking to hire somebody, there's a ton of people on there.
That's where I got the illustrator for the first edition of my book.
Hold on. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And you have such your cover for Queen of Swords and Silence is so beautiful.
It is. Yeah.
Such a cool cover. So Jewel, before we let you go, you said you use Vellum. Is that what you're using to format your books?
Vellum.
I want Vellum on Windows, please.
I know. So
I use a desktop PC for everything, so I can't use Vellum.
Oh,
I'm a PC person too. That was my main thing. So what I did was I got what do you call it? Like a refurbished Mac. There's a small Mac so that I could get Vellum, and it's been really nice because it just takes like 15 minutes. I used to use Scrivener, but it was not reliable. Like I'd have glitches. I would put it in and the output would just not look the same. But here's a hack I learned just yesterday. I want to share with everybody. Okay, so I'm always trying to learn how to do something, right? I've been wanting to do a cookbook with photos for a long time, and it's like a travel/cookbook. But you know how it is, putting photos in an ebook, like supposedly, makes it impossible to make a profit, whatever. Anyway, I did it on Word. I formatted this thing on Word, and I've got if you'll go on my website, I put it up. It's how you format a photo-heavy book, basically. And, you know, anyway, it was so cool. And it's actually, so what I did is I formatted it yesterday and I launched it today. So it's about it's a Cuba travel journal with recipes.
All right, hold on. I'm trying to pull it up for you. So I have, hold on, let me write. I have the link to your website in the description below. And let me see if I can pull up this new one really quickly before we go. A travel journal with, ooh, I love the picture on the front. I should share. Hold on. All right. Stop. Hold on. Okay, let me just grab this really fast. Where? Here we go. There. All right. Look at that.
Yep. So it's
very nice.
So yeah, until I could figure out how to incorporate the photos so they still look good and then a Kindle and be able to, you know, I mean, yeah, it was so important for me to have photos in it because there's some e-cookbooks out there that don't have photos, or if they do have photos, I mean, you know, it's like a big publishing house that backs it with like hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I was just like, I just want to put this ebook out, right? So anyway, so that's a good hack. You don't have to have vellum to format something.
That's awesome. So I know a lot of people who work on Macs who literally just use Word. So that's very cool that you did that. I have a link to your website and to Rapid Release in the description below. Was that a dog? And I'll make sure that I head on over to your blog post about formatting a photo-heavy book, and we'll add that in below for anybody who wants to check out. Jewel, thank you so much for being with us today. I'm sorry we kept you longer. I'm like, oh, you'll be out of there in 20 minutes. But you have such good stuff.
I know you guys are sprinting, so keep it up. Keep up the good work. And you know, can I just say one parting thing is you can do this. Like you can do anything you set your mind to, really. And it's not just about rapid release. It's just really getting over your fears and just doing something, because what's the worst that would happen? So just experiment and have fun with it. And so yeah, that's it. So thanks for having me, you guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You are awesome. We're so grateful you are here today. And we are going to get back to sprinting, and we'll let you get back to writing because I know you don't take very many breaks. So thank you so much, Jewel. We're super glad that you are here with us today.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everybody. All right. Let me pull her out. Bye-bye. All right. That was awesome.
Yeah, I need
the notes.
Questions. I'll send her all your notes. I should have done that beforehand. But otherwise, we would not finish our sprint today. And it is Camp Nano, and we are sprinting.
Yes.
So let me get our, let's see, let me get our share here. Hold on just a second. Let me pull our screen back up. So that was awesome to have her on. She had a lot of really great information.
Oh, that was really good.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Ooh, let me start this back. All right, everybody, we're going to get started in 3, 2, 1. Let's hit it. All right. So apparently I forgot to turn off my microphone. I apologize if I was clacking away too loudly on you guys. I go through and I click everybody right before we go, and for some reason I've like this whole stream I keep missing people. So if my typing annoyed the crap out of you.
I didn't hear anything.
Okay, good. Well, maybe, oh, maybe, you know what? I'm a spaz. Maybe I just did it right before I went back to the stream so you could hear that ding, 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 ding. Because, you know, right? It's nice to have a pleasant break to the writing. So, yay, everybody, tell us how you did it. We're going to say hi to a couple people while you guys are counting up your word counts. I think that was a really fun guest. Hey, Lee's made it. Yay, just in time. We're so glad. Nihilist Geek asked about whether our guest Jewel uploaded or exported her manuscript for the cookbook as an HTML document, and I went over and read the piece really fast, and it turns out it was a Word document. I did put the link in the chat, but if you miss it, it's also in the description. So that is awesome. All right, so Very Bad Books is here. Devin Cutting is here. Dun, dun, dun. All right, so, hey, Eva says, oh, hey, Very Bad Books. Did you guys know that Very Bad Books just had a written piece make it to the top 10 of a competition out of 418
Wow.
entries?
No, I did not know.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
That's so
We
cool.
are super proud of you. That is awesome. Eva says, I knew her before she was famous. We all, yeah, I know, right? That's super awesome. All right, Laurel's phone is at 13%. The race is on. Will boyfriend get up so I can get my charger, or will the phone die?
Suspense.
Find out on the next. No, find out on this episode. Devin says throw cold water on him. All right, that's good. I don't know. I think she's gonna let him sleep. I think she said that. Devin says, "Congrats to BBB." Laurel's gonna let the boyfriend sleep. He's a lucky man to have you. Lucky man. So this is absolutely fantastic, Eva. Right? We all love Eva. She's so sweet. All right, you guys, this is awesome. Barbara's here. We're so glad you made it. Yay! Shelby's here. Switch to editing for that one. I'm determined to have this manuscript ready to send off by the end of camp. Yay! Fantastic. Haley's edited 3 pages. Yay! She says, "Hi, Barbara. Happy birthday!" Oh my God, what a big day we have. Yay!
Happy birthday, Barbara!
Nerdy Nanny's almost done with an article, 1,000 words since noon.
Nice.
Yeah. Right? This is fantastic. You guys are killing it today. I'm at 2,200 words edited since the stream started.
Very nice.
Yes. Awesome. Very nice. All right, you guys. How did you do on our last stream today?
Well, I took my dog out.
Necessary.
Just like losing her mind. And then tornado warning sirens went off, but now they're gone. So I guess we're okay.
Be safe. If you need to finish the stream from your bathtub, we will all understand.
It's all good.
That's right. Be safe. Be safe. Carrow, how'd you do?
I wrote words.
Good.
How many?
I did like
you
housekeeping
really
stuff.
want to know?
Yes.
Yes.
I wrote 982.
Woo. Carrow, you're my hero. Robert, how'd you do?
I wrote 41 words, then I got caught up in the comments and looking some stuff up.
I too got caught up in the comments. I wrote 336 on the last sprint, but I go, okay. I went back and forth to the comments. I read Jules' blog post about her, about how she formatted her new Kindle book. I posted the link, so I feel proud of what I got done. How about you guys? How are you feeling about what you did on the last sprint? Savvy, what'd you do?
So I started, like Michelle, I started by tending to my dog because he's been, the past week, there's been fireworks and firecrackers going off day and night, every day, and he's just been shaking and living in a constant state of panic and stress, and he's not been wanting to eat his dinner and that kind of thing. So I was just kind of checking on him, but now he's eaten his dinner from last night finally, and he is eating a snack. So I was checking on him, and then I was going over. So I wrote this. I don't know if anyone, some people, I think Dahl was there. A few people were there last night. Another author, RK Gold, he's also a YouTuber. Some of you guys know him from my stream. He and I last night decided to get drunk on a live stream and outline a book together.
So it was a very unpredictable business because from month to month we never knew sort of what our
Okay, sorry about that. That was so weird. It was very unpredictable business. It's really perfect timing. We got drunk and decided to outline a book. It was very unpredictable business.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. It was pretty perfect. Yeah, but so we outlined. We're gonna do NaNoWriMo together and co-write an alternating point of view story. So we outlined the whole thing drunk on a live stream last night. It's on his channel.
Fantastic. That is hilarious. So let's see. Very bad book says, well, only top 10 bragging will ruthlessly follow when I snag first place.
You will.
Become bragging. Very nice. Love that. BC Brown, we did the front yard, procrastinating because I wanted to skip a hard part of the chapter, but I challenged myself for camp not to skip anything. So took a physical break to jog some stuff and then right back to it. Nice job.
Yes.
Saul got caught up in some comments under a video where I'm getting a lot of erasure. I don't know. Tell me what you mean in that. That it sounds terrible. All right.
Erasure, like people trying to invalidate you. Yeah.
Is that it?
That's terrible. I'm sorry.
That is sucky. I got a new tattoo right during the sprint. That's amazing.
Amazing.
I edited. I had a good day. That's great. Awesome.
Tattoo.
Yeah, I know. I'm kind of dying to know. I feel like you should send us a picture we should share. Maybe next week, right before the stream next week. Send it to one of us on Twitter or something, and we'll do. If you want to share, we'll do a little post.
Yeah, I want to see it.
Totally cool. All right, Carrow in particular, tattoo fan, right? Carrow's got some kick-ass tattoos. All right,
fan. Mine all took more than 20 minutes, so.
Yeah,
awesome.
I don't think I've gotten 2 tattoos that took 5 minutes each, but other than those 2, they've all taken like at least an hour. So that's wild.
That's amazing. All right, you guys. So we are going to wrap things up. I'm going to put up a couple more comments before we go, but it's already like 1:11, and I know DAL stream starts at 2 p.m. Eastern. That's in 49 minutes, and so you guys want to head over there if you're wanting to keep on streaming. Savy's got her Writer Wednesday authortube sleepover tonight. That starts at 10 p.m. There are definitely some other streams in between. Let me know if I'm missing anybody else for today. Carrow streams every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I did not make that one yesterday because I was sick, but it's on my calendar, so now I do not have to rely on YouTube anymore to
remind you when it's
happening. So tonight for the authortube sleepover at midnight, it's RK's birthday, so we're gonna celebrate on the live stream at the sleepover party. So make sure y'all are there, and we are gonna get so much writing done, and we are gonna drink so much bourbon. Unless you are not of age, then you are going to drink tea and water.
There you go. BC Brown says that's awesome. Oh, she's talking about the drunk outline.
Yeah, the one we did last night. It was funny. Yeah, you should watch.
Oh my goodness gracious. All right. Steven says that stream was great. Joanne Ninja says I try to convince Reedsy that cover animators exist when we were talking about that before. Dahl says, yep, ace erasure. Yes.
Oh, that's the worst. I'm sorry.
It's the worst. It's totally
People
the
do
worst.
that so often. It's, yeah.
Well, if you tell us what, put the video, oh, here, let me see if I can make you a Dahl. Oh, I can't do it from here. I was going to say, you can put the link, send it to Carrow or somebody, and we'll.
What's Robert saying? Robert keeps trying to say something.
Robert, I'm so sorry. I'm such a blabber. Go.
I was just asking if that was Dal's last video. I want to head over and see what's going on.
Right. Oh, yeah. I want to watch Dal's last video, too, if I haven't already.
All right. We'll go. Let us know if it's not the last one where you're having some problems and the jackals will attack.
Yeah. We're here for you in the comments.
That's right.
Let's not encourage too much animosity here on.
No. Let's just encourage people to be open to different perspectives and not be jerks. We can do that. We can do that nicely with smiles on our faces, smiling jackals. You can't have anybody giving Dahl any crap. All right, here we go. I'm sorry, I'm a little feisty today. No caffeine yet. That's why I'm ready. All right, Eva got 262 words. Set up nap time. Domestic Wednesday here. BC Brown says, oh no, DAL CECIL RUNO, that's awful. Can we help somehow? Go over there and bury her in love, you guys. All right. Let's see. Dahl says that stream was awesome. All right. Fantastic. Here we go. All right. Oh, okay. Dahl says not the last one, someone else's video. Okay. So she said. Right. It's never okay, but we got it. But go watch Dahl's last video anyway, because they're always awesome. Speaking of things that are awesome, let's wrap things up today. You guys are awesome. We're so glad you're here today and that you were writing. I hope you liked Jewel a lot. It seems like from the comments earlier that we all were super happy that she had a lot of really interesting things to share. So yeah, like some good information there. I put the link to her website down in the description. It is already done, so you do not have to wait 17 days for me to get that done. Carol will not have to nag me. It's already completed. You're welcome. Okay, so before we go and head over to dolls, why doesn't everybody do a little quick who you are, who your channel, a little outro before we all go over to dolls. Oh, you're welcome, honey. We love you. All right. Carrow, you go first.
Okay. Hi, my name is Carrow Brown. I am an urban fantasy author. I have a channel here on YouTube where I talk about the life of a writer and other things that pop into my brain. I posted a video today announcing the Evergreen Writing Oasis Retreat. If you are curious about that, please go over and check out the video. It is literally like 5 minutes long. It's like my shortest video ever. And then there's a website and some other really cool things that you guys can go and check out. And that's me. Thank you.
I will put a link to that. I like literally had it on my list of stuff that I wanted to talk about today, and we ran out of time. Go over and watch Carol's video because it has tons of great information. I assume because it's Carol, I haven't watched it yet, but I'm going to right after this. All right, Robert, tell us who you are.
I am the story detective. My life is a story, and I detect them. I actually have a new video up too that went up this morning. So it's about some Camp Nano tips that are a little less conventional than some of, it's hard to do a Camp Nano video and not repeat the same things over and over. But with all the stuff that's been going on and trying to figure out ways to psych out myself to get back to writing, I just sort of put it out there. So hopefully somebody will find that helpful.
Good. That's awesome. I'm sure we will. Your videos are always awesome. Michelle, tell us who you are.
Oh, sorry, the stream kind of stopped for me for a second there. Hi, I'm Michelle Schusterman. My channel is all about writing and publishing. Actually, I will do a quick plug to Savvy. I watched your video about publishing paid me, and I have made my own publishing paid me video. It is going up today. I said
can't wait to watch it. Thank you.
I've been sitting here for like years, and it felt really good to get it off my chest. I actually filmed it this morning, so that's going to go out Monday. I'm excited.
On Monday? All right, cool. So there's also a link to Michelle's channel in the description below. If you guys are not already subscribed, you definitely should be. Savvy, give us your outro.
So I'm Savvy from SAVY Writes Books. I'm an author and a small business owner, and on my channel we talk about author life through a small business owner lens, and we also do a lot of business scammer roasting out there for people trying to take advantage of us. So we're very dramatic over on my channel. Every Wednesday night I also host the AuthorTube Sleepover starting at 9 Central, 10 Eastern tonight. So come on over to my channel and write with us and party with us and have a fun time sleeping over with us.
Nice, very nice. All right, and I'm Lisa Daly. I'm a traditionally published author. I write romantic comedies, and on my channel we talk about how to write a book you're super proud of and get it published. DAL CECIL RUNO said the nicest thing ever. She said you guys are the best community ever, and I would say that you guys are the best community ever. I love this live stream, and it's because of everybody on this screen and everybody on this stream. You guys are the best. We love you. Go out and write, right? You guys are going to hit those nano goals, and we are super proud of you, and we know you can do it. So thank you so much for being here today, and we will see you over on DAL Stream if you're going to be over there, and you guys go get writing. All right. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye.